Hey everybody, so Garrett and I are talking right now about what it's like to be an industry talent, to be involved in the modeling or acting industry. And we were just chatting about how more often than not, people, new faces who get involved in this work, especially in today's day and age, want immediate gratification through instant success. And Garrett was sharing with me that he really feels that we should speak more on that, because a lot of people may not realize once you get into this world the years of commitment and networking that is required to reach the level of successes that many see on social media taking place today.
Yeah, I think today's generation of people that want to be in the industry don't realize the effort, the length of time, the process that it takes to achieve that level of success. I think a lot of people are looking for that overnight success, that instantaneous success that the very few achieve. I mean, are there some cases out there that do have that overnight sensation? Absolutely, but it's like a winning lottery ticket. The majority, the 99%, are working their craft in whatever way that is, whether it's their runway walk or as an actor, their acting process, or just doing tons of photo shoots to get the experience, so that way when they actually get hired, they're producing at such a high level. Because you can instantly tell the difference between a new talent and an experienced talent if you ever work with both of them on the same set, and it's palpable and the client feels it, and it's also shows itself in the final outcome. A lot of people think it's just a pretty face, and anyone with a pretty face can take good pictures, and it's not true. That's why there's always something else that the top premier talent has that everybody else doesn't have. And whether it's, the camera presence or magneticism or the experience or all of it combined, that there's always something, and people don't realize how hard it is to develop that.
Right, and that something is the years of networking, training, learning your body, learning your personality, your brand, creating your brand, and repetition of showing up on countless different sets, showing up to meet countless casting directors, different agencies, being rejected over and over and over again, and exercising resilience. That's something special that typically comes from an individual who is just emanating this choose me quality, is that grit that only can be developed through real experience, through years of practice. And what he was talking about with that instant success and gratification, it's because we live in a time where going viral sometimes happens. But as he compared it to winning a lottery ticket, that's so true. Just to speak on our personal experience, I've been in the industry for 10 years as an actress, as a model, and now shifting into the acting realm, but I've done some acting on and off throughout my years. I started off as a dancer when I was growing up until age 18, so I have that level of performance background, and then I shifted when I was 18 to become a model. I traveled all over the world and got rejected hundreds upon probably thousands of times over the course of the decade, and only had, my handful of yeses, but all of those yeses added up and amounted to creating this brand that is myself, Bailey Olivas. In Garrett's case, he's been in the industry for how long? Go ahead.
21 years. So 21 years of not gaining any form of success for about 18, 19 of them, and what you would deem success outside of doing, local stuff and some, jobs in other markets, but nothing national or worldwide up until, a few years ago. And, I've since shifted into the acting realm, and I get rejected almost every single day. The amount of self-tapes I do, and you get no callback, no, you just get you just never hear anything. And so it's a constant failing forward, and
love that.
and
Failing forward.
you have to, in order to be able to maintain longevity in this, and you keep going. And now I'm in the process of still developing my own brand and comfort level, and I'm doing that a lot by putting myself out there in live performance, live improv, which is very scary and fearful. And because a lot of times you're going out there and it's going to be a disaster, and but it also makes you comfortable in your body, comfortable in your own presence on such another level that I can't even describe, because now it's not only affecting my work, my acting, my modeling, but it affects my life, and it affects me to really own my own authenticity and act in the way that I want to act, that really only drinking alcohol allowed me to do. And now
we don't drink or consume any substances.
Yeah, I haven't had a drink in 3 years now, going on 4 years or something, and it's
that's
crazy.
That's a personal choice we made, not for any reason other than presence and health. And we wanted to see how authentic and alive we could be without any substance empowering us or numbing us. And I also want to acknowledge that, similar to him, I'm only now reaching higher levels of connecting with clients that feel more established, and being exposed to worldwide project opportunities, and being seen on the scale of booking TV commercials, billboards, and stuff like that. So it's only barely happening now, I feel, because we've had years of experience under our belt, and also because we're finally embodying our most authentic self. And that's another thing too that we've heard from casting directors that really matters, is someone who is real 100% themselves, and someone who just really seems like they don't care. Like they don't care so much. They're not trying so hard to be chosen. It's like this effortless, energy that one radiates that says, like, choose me if you want. If you don't, it's not gonna make or break my day. I'm just gonna keep moving forward. So that's the energy we're really trying to start honing and emanating.
And I don't think you can hone that energy until you're content with rejection, until you've been rejected so many times that it no longer affects you. You end up being able to walk into a room and say, this is me, this is my performance, this is what I have to offer, take it or leave it. And if they like it, great. And if they don't, who cares? The next client might. But when you're first starting off, you see the dollar signs of the campaign. You want it so bad. You want to be chosen. You want to be affirmed. You want to, be able to tell people, oh, I made it, whatever it is. And it's really just turning clients off, that neediness. It's similar to you going on a date, and the date is really needy. Like, that person never gets the second date, and it's like that energy that you bring into these, casting director offices or client go-sees, and they're like, ooh.
Or agencies,
yeah, there's something
if you're trying to get signed.
Yeah, there's something about that. They want it so bad that it's really off-putting. And again, that's a skill of that resilience, and of that just saying, hey, I provide value, and let me bring that into the room. And if you don't like it, and if the agency doesn't like it, who cares? I'm moving on to the next agency, and the next one will sign me, or maybe the third one after that. Because I've been rejected by agencies, clients, casting directors, etc. And who cares?
Over and over and over again. I mean, with an agency right now that rejected me multiple times, over 3 times, until it was finally aligned. And that has a lot to do with it, is alignment. And we have experienced that energy of neediness and wanting to people please and be chosen. It's very much comparable to when you're going through a job interview and you're like, I just want to put my best foot forward and I just want to be selected for the job. Know that we've worked through all of that ourselves too, and that energy still even comes up every so often within each of us. But it's really about releasing that, because if you're going to start navigating the talent industry, no one cares about that. No one cares about that level of people pleasing or professionalism or saying the right answer. I mean, they prefer someone who is real and raw and authentic. I knew one model that ended up getting signed at an agency in New York because they said, well, why do you want to be with our agency? And she literally responded, it's better than working at McDonald's. And she got signed. So bring that personality, bring your sense of humor, wear the outfit that you want to wear, stand out. That's what this industry is all about. It's the process. It's not about instant gratification.
Yeah, and it's not easy because you see the client, major money, in the breakdowns, and you want it so bad. But that's where the experience, that's where the repetition, that's where the discipline of showing up separates you from everybody else, because the majority of people will eventually flame out after a few years because they can't take it. They'll move on to, who knows, maybe even McDonald's. But yeah, just stay the course, keep going at it, own your own authenticity, and let the magic happen.
And keep training.